Depending on how this goes, you might have to just cut out the whole beginning, because I'm not sure I can say Oppa Gundam style without crying.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to My Heart is Ripped Out of My Body. I can't say Oppa Gundam style because it's just so fucking sad.
I will never say Oppa Gundam style again.
I don't know if that's true.
I will never smile again.
I will never smile again. I will never... Everything... War's bad, guys. War's bad, folks.
Remember, like, a couple weeks ago when Garma died, and we were like, wow, that was pretty shocking and unexpected. And then Tomino said, yeah, that's shocking and unexpected. Anyway, check this out.
The monkey paw curls.
Can you do it on concrete, though?
The monkey paw gives a thumbs up. The monkey paw sticks its middle finger up my nose.
The monkey's paw pokes... I put my hand up to stop the monkey's paw, and it splits its fingers and pokes me in my both eyes. If you couldn't tell, dear listener, if you couldn't tell, we watched episodes 19 through 21 of Mobile Suit Gundam, aka the sad episodes.
You can't say that. You cannot say that. We don't know if these are the sad episodes. I have a terrible feeling that this is not the end of the sad episodes.
Yeah.
Especially because we were warned.
We were warned. We did not listen to the warning, and we are paying the price.
And we will continue to be warned, I assume. I just have a bad feeling, you know? A good feeling and a bad feeling, you know?
Something tells me that the cycle of vengeance will not end. Something tells me that the cruel wheels of war will continue to turn, despite the sheer amount of bodies we are throwing under said wheels to stop them from turning.
Something tells me that Gundam is actually fueled by my misery and Amuro's.
And let me tell you, it's at peak power.
It's very strong.
But yeah, by the way, welcome to Wow Cool Robot Gundam Show. It's bad.
Welcome to Wow Cool Robot, a show where we talk about a show that hurts both of us a lot, more than we expected.
It hurts so good.
Despite knowing war is bad and everything, how bad is it? Well, let me tell you.
Let's find out. What's the first episode we did this week, Morg?
Actually, the first episode is probably the least of the heart-killing episodes. So we'll start off slow and pick it up from there.
Pick it up.
Why does my thing say Rams ran attack? Oh my god.
Duran's attack.
No, my phone fucking misspelled Ram's attack.
Roomba's attack.
I was like, who's Ramps Ran? Oh, wait.
That's his dub name.
I have to pay respects for Amuro having regret is what I wrote as my first note.
Yeah.
Because Amuro has regrets for leaving.
He has a tattoo that says some regrets.
Yes, he does.
He's like wandering the desert, all sad boy like.
Sad boy like, we don't know where the Gundam is. We find out later it's buried in the sand.
How'd he do that, by the way? How'd he bury a whole robot?
I don't know.
I have a theory that I will tell you at the ordained time that's very funny in my head.
I have my own theory, so maybe it
matches perfect. Up. Oh, I'd like to imagine that our worms will align. Yeah. But Amuro finds a man in a tent in like a sort of abandoned desert town.
Yeah, this man was suspicious, but he never shows up again.
I think he's just a guy.
Okay, because he gave like a real sus look. He was like, But yeah, Amuro was like, hey, you got any food or water? And he's like, no.
Nah, go to town, homie. I want to say maybe he thinks that Amuro is suspicious because he's aware that the Federation uses child soldiers. So seeing a random 15-year-old wandering the desert, he's like, this kid's probably a Federation child soldier.
Can't believe the Federation uses child soul. I wonder if there's like other white bases.
There's a white base, there's a red base, there's a blue base, there's a 1 base, there's a 2 base.
Yeah, I was gonna make that joke, but you gotta.
Yeah, he tells him to go to the nearby town. We get like a short little scene in the meantime as he travels over there. Ryu.
No, we can't
no,
do this.
No, we can't. Ryu's repairing the gun cannon. Ryu's fine. Nothing happens to Ryu. He's repairing the gun cannon.
Max ruined it.
I'm having normal. Look, anyone listening to the, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Bright goes up to Ryu, who's repairing gun cannon. Bright sort of asks him about Amuro, like, if he's going to consider Amuro separate from Gundam. I guess what he's sort of getting at is, like, we need both of them back, but, like, we really need Gundam more than we need Amuro.
Yeah. And that hurts me, but I get it also.
Yeah, like, it does get resolved later on. Like, thankfully, something good that happens is that, like, they realize, oh, Amuro is pretty important to the cause.
There's some good things in this show that happens.
Mm-hmm. A diamond in the rough, and it's very rough.
Yeah, but then it cuts back to Amuro, like, being in the town.
He's in the same desert bar from JoJo's Part 3 when they fight Darby the Gambler.
Damn, I wish that meant something to me.
It's really funny, trust me.
I'm sure it is. I mostly know about JoJo, like, everyone kicking that guy on the ground.
Oh, yeah. It's a good scene. JoJo's good. Remember how JoJo... look, I used to think JoJo had pretty impactful character deaths. Hoo boy, let me tell you.
But, yeah, so... Zeon stopped by, and Amuro was like, ah shit, they're here, ah shit.
Oh god, oh fuck, beans.
I mean, they don't recognize him, because he's just, like, wearing, like, a cloaky thing, and not wearing Federation clothes, but, like, oh, sorry, I think I'm just wore out from being emotionally torn apart by this show. So, yeah, but the town is neutral territory anyways, but we find out. But yeah, Rambarao and Haman are there with, like, I guess 11 other people, and they're like, okay, let's eat here. Give us 14 of your food that you have. And Amuro's like, oh, guess I'm getting more food.
Yeah, Hamon orders him a Happy Meal.
Hamon orders him a Happy Meal because
he's a growing boy. He wants the Transformers toy is the thing. He's going to get the wrong kind of toy, and Hamon's going to have to go up to the register and ask for a different one.
What if Hamon and Rambarao were his parents?
I mean, the show is very clearly saying Rambarao could be a father figure.
Yeah,
let's see where it goes with that.
Oh yeah, it totally fucking does, dude. Like,
yeah, and like not only that, but like he immediately leaves White Base and he leaves Bright, who is his current father figure, and immediately like latches onto another in the span of like 5 minutes. The boy ain't right.
Except this is intentional. I'm thinking back. I'm sorry for anyone who doesn't give a shit about like Shrieking Shack, but like they talk about like how Harry has like 1,000 father figures, except that was like sort of on purpose, sort of accidental. This is 100% on purpose.
Oh, absolutely.
This is, like, very purposeful. Like, wow, this is Zeon being very kind to a stranger who like could be Federer. Like, they don't know who this kid is.
Like, yeah, they have an idea, especially Hamon does. And then like later on it does pay off, but like
she's
look, Tomino does such a good job of basically saying like, hey, maybe the bad guys aren't bad. Think about that for a minute, maybe
the bad guys aren't bad.
But we see so Hamon she like takes a liking to Amuro and orders him an extra food. That word came out good. We see Frau Bo driving across the desert in a little dune buggy.
She like sees the town and is like, "Oh, Amuro needs food, so he's probably here." Lol.
We're
And
gonna go to the McDonald's because Amuro loves his Happy Meals.
yeah, but she sees some Xeon at the McDonald's, and she's like, "Here, really? Shit,
Ew.
I didn't know they even ate Happy Meals. Damn."
I thought they were all Wendy's people, but desperate times.
Desperate times. But yeah, but Amuro's like, I can't. Well, it cuts back to him, and it's like, I can't take this. I'm no beggar. But Rambo Rao is like, nah, she likes you. It's good.
Yeah, I like the cut of your jib, kid.
I'm also gonna just say it's from both of us. It's fine. We're good.
Yeah.
And like all the soldiers are like, haha, the fact she likes you is special. Because obviously she's like a hard ass is kind of the whole.
Yeah. Did you catch this deranged line from one of the soldiers at this part? By the way,
sure.
One of them says count yourself lucky you were born a man or something.
Yes, they did. What does that mean?
I think because if you were a girl, Hamon wouldn't be hitting huh?
Okay, okay. I think it went by me because I was like, maybe that doesn't mean what I think it means. Because
it's like a wild line. It's like, I mean, this is the best show ever made, but like it's also very much like a product of its time in some ways.
Yeah.
Because like this isn't the first time we've gotten like these very like vaguely sexist, vaguely transphobic jokes in the show, but it's just like you didn't. No, come on.
It could have been that, or the probably worst thing is if, like, you're born a man or whatever, if you were a woman instead, she might get, like, jealous or weird about it. And, like,
it's
gross,
just...
too. Like, it's like...
Yeah. And, like, the show already does the whole thing of, like, women be shopping, so...
Which sucks, because, like, the women are very, like, interesting in this show.
Many would say that the women in this show are more competent than the men in this show.
Yeah.
I'm saying this. We are all bitches. And at this...
That was extremely weird coming from your mouth. I don't know why. Anyway,
yeah, Frau is at this point is like captured outside by like one of the Xeon soldiers positioned out there, who has to like watch their conspicuously loaded truck of like robot shaped tarp coverings in the back of it. And they're like, "Oh, who's this? Like, why did she find this bar here? Like, she's wearing she knows this kid, and she's wearing like old Federation uniforms. Like, what could this be?" And like I at this point, Hamon and Rambarel sort of realize what's going on. And Hamon's like, "Oh, this is your girlfriend, kid. Like, just let him go. It's fine." Amuro, you're gonna get cooties. Ooh, icky, gross.
But yeah, this like wild thing of like Rambarel like going up to Amuro and like pulling away like his like poncho thing, and like he just has a gun.
He keeps that MF thing on him.
Amuro literally is keeping that MF thing on him.
Yeah, and Rambarel just says, "Oh, you're gutsy, kid. I like you." But like, and he just says he lets him go still, and he says, "If we meet on the battlefield, it'll be different." But he still lets him go because he's the best character in the entire show.
I won't hesitate, but he also hesitates.
I won't hesitate, bitch.
He does hesitate, though.
I will hesitate, bitch.
Spoiler.
God. I'm in hell.
So anyway, they leave, and Rambarel and Hamon are like, "Okay, well, we're gonna follow him, right? Yeah, we're gonna follow him back to White Base because that's the smart thing to do."
Mm-hmm.
And they do.
They do. they're like Frau Bo's like Amuro's driving a little buggy in Frau Bo's shotgun, and at some point he's like, okay, like we got to split up. Like you go ahead to White Base, I'm gonna hang out here, presumably by Gundam. And they split up, but they don't realize they're being followed, right? So the Xeon guy is still following Frau Bo.
But it seems like they split up partially because Amuro still like doesn't necessarily want to go back to White Base.
Yeah, he's still pouting. He's still not having a great time.
Understandable, but
yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, so I just love my notes being like all caps about Amuro's gun. Uh, so yeah, Kai's being a bitch is what my notes say.
As always, like I hate this kid's guts.
God, why does he suck? Why do I like? I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. I really like tried, and I just like can't. I just
At
can't.
every turn, he's determined to prove himself to be as shitty as we think he is originally.
He's just like so fucking mean about Amuro and about like I'm gonna betray them. Oh, he's gonna fucking. And like later, he's like, "Oh, he only comes back because he's homesick," and it's like, "Shut up, just shut up.
Read the room, dog.
Go to bed.
Take a nap. Eat a Kai. I swear to God, if you don't eat this Snickers right now,
I will shove the Snickers in your fucking
throat."
Sorry.
So
I keep
that's
a child. Like, how old is Kai? I know he's a little older than
he's
but
like 16. I'm gonna guess.
I'm still threatening a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Well, you're not the only one in this show.
It's true.
So the Xeon guy tracks Frau Bo back to White Base. He radios. He says, what does he say? Like the wind will soon blow when he radios back to Rambaral.
Yeah, and it's like code. They're like, oh, White Base is there. Nice.
He says the Eagle has landed. And Rambaral mobilizes in Goof, and he brings Zaku with him. Amuro's like. And Amuro clearly thinks nothing is going on right now because he's like lying in the sand, like looking up at the sky, daydreaming.
He's just thinking about his new parents.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like spinning. Like there's like silhouettes of Hamon and Rambo, and it's like spinning. And I was like, this is weird.
Weird, yeah. But his daydreaming is cut short because he sees Goof and Zaku fly overhead. And he's like, oh, beans! And he starts digging up the Gundam in the sand, just like scooping it's the funniest thing in the world, the way he does this. So here's my theory. You know how like desert snakes will like sort of like vibrate and like bury themselves in the sand? To like, that's what Gundam does. He just like has Gundam lay down, Gundam just like vigorously shakes until the sand is covering it, and he like I guess crawls out without getting sand in the little compartment. Or maybe he does. Maybe the compartment's like full of sand now.
Damn it, that's so much better than what I thought. I just thought Gundam used its fucking hands and like dug a hole.
That's also really funny because I imagine Gundam like sitting like with his like sort of knees up to his chest like a child, just like pouring sand on himself.
Yeah, it's just like building it, like how kids like bury their parents in sand.
Yeah. he buries Gundam, makes it like a mermaid.
He puts like a stick on top of the mound.
Yes.
And it's like, it's a castle. I did it.
Oh my God. We need more beach episodes. But after he starts digging up Gundam, we cut back and like Kai is already mobilized in gun cannon, and Kai immediately gets owned by the heat rod yet again.
I'm not owned.
It's so funny. He can't help it.
He just can't. Yeah, so gun cannon and tank are both fighting, and I think, what is it? So cannon and tank are fighting, but like eventually tank like splits apart.
Yeah, they take out one of the treads on gun tank.
Oh, that's right. That happens first, and then they're like, well, I can't move anyway, so I'm just going to take the top off of gun tank so that I can still shoot and shit, and Ryu can go, like, find...
Yeah. Ryu can do core fighting stuff in his jet.
And by I mean, like, the character, not Morgan. I'm not in the
Yeah,
gun
no.
tank. Uh,
Or are you?
um, so they Ryu like finds the Gallop
Mm-hmm.
and uh
I think Amuro's already fighting at this point, right?
yes, Amuro's already fighting the Gallop, and what is it? Ryu just like goes up to him and is like, "Hey, go to White Base. They need your help. I'll fight the Gallop." That's the yellow ship. I don't know if we.
Yeah. We mentioned it last episode. That's like around Morel's sort of base.
Yeah, yeah.
And Amuro's cool. He just like, yeah, okay. He like doesn't argue. He just does it because he knows that like this is a big important fight. Um, we see Stetch, who's the other guy in the regular Zaku.
Stetch is so fucking
Stetch.
stupid.
Yeah, he like sneaks up behind White Base with like he has like the little like the leg mounted rockets on his Zaku. And he's ready to fire on White Base because they're like totally defenseless from the back. And then Mirai just like guns the thrusters and disintegrates that Zaku. It's like kind of messed up because you're just like, all right, hold on to your butts, everyone. Just like blasts it and you like watch it like burn apart.
Yeah, Stetch just fucking gets destroyed.
And that's the tragic character death we're talking about, everyone. Good night.
Yeah, yeah. And honestly, like that could have been a total mistake that Mirai just like blasted this dude. And,
right.
Like, that's
yeah. I originally thought she was just trying to like fly away faster so that like they couldn't hit the White Base with rockets, but no, Stetch dies. Bye.
Oh, and then White Base like flies, but it also gets like Mira does some badass shit and flies upside
Yeah.
to tip
Yeah.
the goof off of.
Yeah. Rambo-Rao's like just like whacking it with the heat rod with in the goof, and Mirai's just like, okay, I'm a do a barrel roll, and she does.
Yeah, and they're all like, everyone's like impressed because she fucking rules. And then Amuro's there and is shooting at the goof, and the goof just like ducks its head out of the way.
It's really sick. Like the feet are planted, it's like barely moving its head. It's like doing like the really cool badass like martial arts master dodges where he's like barely moving at all.
It's just like head move, and, like bends backward.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty rad, and
it's cool.
Because I guess precise aiming makes it easier to read. I don't know, but
yeah, I don't know. It's also like Rambo-Rao's is like also like a really good pilot, and the goof is like a lot better than the regular Zaku. Yeah. But then we get like a really sick fight sequence. You ever see robot sword fights?
The goof has its own beam saber, and it just fucking whips it out, and they just fucking they just have a cool sword fight.
It's like the way he holds it, he like it's like a lightsaber basically, right? Like he holds it with both hands, and like this like cool like orange blade comes out. It looks like a big machete almost. It's just sick as hell. Like the orange works really well with the blue of the goof. It's like good color character design.
Yeah, for sure.
So what happens? Amuro charges at the goof with his beam saber. He's like behind the shield, and Rambo-Rao like cuts the shield off, but that was a ruse. The shield ruse is merely a distraction. Because Amuro has like jumped in the air at this point. And like they both cut a hole into each other's cockpits.
Yes, and I knew immediately. I was like, "Oh, they're gonna see each other," and
yep, they're gonna recognize each other.
Good.
Amber's gonna say, "Dad,
Dad." No, but yeah, I like. I called it obviously, but it's also like really good, and it still got me. And they keep fighting like with the holes in it, and eventually like the two like holes like line up, and like Amuro, like, it was like, oh, I knew it was that same guy I saw, Rambo-Rao, and Rambo-Rao was like, oh shit, that kid is in the robot, oh no.
Beans. But they have to keep fighting, unfortunately.
They have to keep fighting, and eventually, like, Amuro just, like, fucking stabs the goof, and Rambo-Rao like latches on to the Gundam and like whips out like as Gundam's like leaving, so it doesn't get like exploded from like, busting up Goof.
Yeah, like he cuts Goof's hands off,
Oh, that happens first. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. He cuts Goof's hands off. Rambaral ejects, and like the Goof explodes like crazy, and like the Rambaral's knocked back, but he still survives. Like he's okay. Like his robot's destroyed, but like
he's like he like latches on to Gundam and like whips out. It's pretty cool actually. Like
Rambaral. I'm telling you, best character in the show.
If you hear noises, it's because my cat is in a cardboard box. I'm so sorry.
No, he's in Gundam.
He's in a Gundam. Finally, he finally got in the Gundam.
As was prophesied. I think it just like sort of immediately cuts back to the jail, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And Amuro's like, shit, like he's locked up, right? He's been put in solitary confinement.
He's
like,
so mad.
Like, and he's all like, I can pilot the Gundam the best. I'm the best.
He's such a baby. He's like, you're not listening to my side. And like, bro, you deserted. You don't get to say this stuff right now. You gotta be put in time out.
You gotta be put in time out. And like, it's weird because it seems like later he gets it, but he is so fucking mad.
Yeah, like this is Amuro's definitely like these couple episodes are like Amuro's arc back to like understanding that he has to be a team player and all that. Yeah. But he's still tantrum right now.
Yeah, he's throwing a fucking fit, and he's baby.
And he's like calling for Sayla. He's calling for Mirai. He's like, because he at this point he realizes like they're gonna have Ryu pilot the Gundam. But he's like crying. He's like, I can pilot the Gundam better than anyone. I'm baby. Wah.
But part of me is also like, Gundam's kind of like him now. It seems, you know.
You could write a thesis on this, Sarah.
I wonder if someone's gonna do that.
The last bit of the episode, he's like thinking back to the battle when Rambaral says that he didn't win because of his skills. He just won because of Gundam's power. So he's like, he's conflicted. He's like, but I'm powerful. It's not just Gundam. It's me. Yeah. He's crying. It's sad.
And then he's gonna like fucking destroy Rambaral. Is like what he wants to do.
Yeah, he mad. He real mad.
So next episode, what is it called?
Next episode 20, hand-to-hand combat.
Okay. And selfishness and frustration has fractured the party.
Yeah, pretty much.
The party is split. Team player no more. It's not just Amuro, we find out also, but yeah, but the enemy's still gonna fucking come and get him, even if shit's fucked, you know?
Like, Rambaral's a tenacious dude. Even if he doesn't have any robots, he's still gonna fight back.
You're gonna say Tenacious D.
He's Tenacious D. He's Jack Black.
He is Jack Black. Actually, Jack Black would not be the worst Rambaral.
It works.
Yeah, like...
Anyway, send us your ideas for a live-action Gundam Who Will Play Who next week. We'll read them on the show.
Yes. They don't want White Base to move until the Odessa day that we talked
right,
about.
Yeah. They got, like, orders from command at this point.
And also, like, some of the dudes that I didn't know the name of until, like, this episode, Marker and Oscar, need rest. I was just like...
I wonder if they are some of the Federation soldiers that were brought on like a couple episodes ago. Because I know that there's at least one, because we see them and like Amuro makes a comment, or maybe Ryu makes a comment where it's like, you're Federation, you should know all this stuff. No, it's Amuro.
It's Amuro, and it's...
Yeah, so like, they might be...
I don't know, because, like, there were people sitting in those, like, 2 seats before.
Yeah, like, the Federation uniforms are yellowish, and, like, these two are still wearing blue, so maybe they're just, like, new characters. I don't know.
But, yeah, they have names, I guess, and, they're the hardest workers, and I'm just like, who? Who?
Yeah,
who?
The hardest workers that we all know and love, and we've known the whole time.
We love them. Amuro's mad, still... And he won't fucking eat his vegetables. No, he won't eat food. And he's like, oh no, I'm gonna escape, Frau. Oh no, don't let me out. Oh no.
And like Ryu starts kicking his ass because he's just like, he just says like, whatever, like when I get out, I'm just gonna leave for good. And Ryu's like, stop being selfish, you little baby.
Yeah, Ryu punches him. Ryu punches a bunch of children in this episode, which isn't great, but
Yeah.
y-
You get why, right?
you get why. Like, yeah, but it's he's still it's fine.
Yeah. It's
But
fine.
yeah,
It's fine.
Ryu's like, I'm mad. I I punch you. I will pilot the robot. Um, and Amuro's like, does he think one angry man will change me?
He says directly into the camera. At this point, we cut over. We see little Hayato. He talks to Bright, and he's asking Bright, like, "Are you really going to remove Amuro from the Gundam?" And we sort of get that, like, Bright still has hopes for Amuro because he mentions Amuro he didn't actually defect to Zeon or anything. He didn't share secrets. He just like had a tantrum, but like he didn't actually like actively sabotage White Base. So I still have hope for him yet.
Yes. And Ryu comes in and it's just like, I think they ask him like, how's Amuro or something, because I wrote in my notes like Ryu thinks he'll be okay even though he's mad at him. I don't know. He
Yeah.
thinks Amuro will be like still good. It seems like he still thinks Amuro will still be a good pilot for the Gundam. Also, even though he was like, I'll pilot.
Yeah, it's like I feel like he's saying that just to sort of spur Amuro on.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see. So at this point, we cut over to Ramba Ral in the Gallop, and he gets a message from Makuve, and it says, "Okay, I'm definitely going to send you 3 Dom mobile suits. You're definitely going to get some support for this battle. I'm really helpful. I'm Makuve. I love you. Goodbye."
I will definitely wink.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The transmission says wink, wink for some reason. It's a little weird.
Yeah, it's very strange. Especially because they have video.
Yeah.
Whereas we do not. So Makuve doesn't like that Ral knows too much about the mining base, which I guess there's like some fucking coup ass shit happening in the background with like Kycelia going to like take over from like her brother or whatever. I don't know.
I feel like Makuve's trying to like get in Kycelia's good graces to be her like second in command because he's going to give her all these cool mines.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really clear yet, but
Makuve is just very suspicious.
Yeah. And speaking of suspicious, back at White Base, Ryu is woken up by a video transmission from Sayla saying that Hayato, Kai, Howard, and Maximilian have just left White Base in a little tank. Yeah. It's me. I'm in the show now. I'm Gundam.
You're in the show. You're being a selfish brat.
Everyone knows it.
But yeah, it's just like they all just like left in a buggy, and Ryu's like, "God damn it. Okay, well, I guess I'll go drive after them."
He has to be dad.
Ryu has to be dad instead of Bright this time.
Yeah.
But Bright was like saying something about being uneasy as commander while Amuro.
Yeah, I noticed that. I like that. It's like, Bright has to discipline Amuro. He has to be the bigger man. He has to be his father figure because like to keep him in line. But like Bright, maybe even more than anyone else, realizes they really do need Amuro there. That like Amuro's sort of like the moral leader of all of this place, or the morale. Like he's the one who's like their battle flag or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I like that line just because it's like, okay, like clearly Bright is softening up on Amuro and like realizes that like they, Amuro needs White Base just as much as White Base needs Amuro.
They're family.
Their family is the thing. And then a Zeon guy over at Ramba Rao's house, he's like, "Hey, no Doms, sorry, homie."
Yep. And they're just like, guess who will sneak in? Guess who will guerrilla tactics?
It's so funny. He's like, "We're gonna use guerrilla tactics." He says it to like Ramba Rao says it to like one of his like little lackeys, and the guy's like, "Oh, the men love guerrilla tactics." Yeah, hell yeah, dude. So we cut over. Ryu's caught up with the runaway gang in their weird tank.
The boys.
The boys. The reason that they ran away, they said that like. I think like the gist of it is like they're tired of being on White Base. They're gonna join up with Federation and like fight properly and like actually like do normal battle instead of like having to corral some whiny kid and his big robot the whole time.
Yeah. It seems like like at least Hayato's like he lost his will to fight on white base. It doesn't say
Mm-hmm.
specifically that they're like, wow, we just like hate that we kind of have to rely on Amuro, but there does seem to be that feeling a little bit also. It's like
Mm-hmm.
hard to explain, but they just don't like being on white base
Yeah.
anymore.
And like, I kind of get that.
White base
I mean,
fucking blows to be on. They're always in the front line. It's always blowing up. They're always just like this
it's just the
close to the
Federation's
battle.
guinea pig.
Yeah. And they're all like
Yeah.
children on a ship. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if Amuro can run away, then I can.
Pretty much. Gee, Amuro, how come you get to run away with Gundam? Um, we see a little scene of like of Rambaral planning his guerrilla attack with his men. Um, and then we cutting back where like Ryu once again Ryu's hitting a kid. He's beating Kai up. It's like
He's just like, these dudes,
don't.
they won't get it. He's like, these boys won't get it unless I hit them.
It's like, look, in the words of literally Ryu next episode, use your words.
Right! Yeah! Use your fucking words.
I mean, maybe Ryu went through growth and realized that like hitting is not the right way to solve these things,
Yeah.
but they all have to like dive and get down because they see like a big dust cloud running across the desert. It's the Gallop heading to White Base, and they're like, all right. Ryu says, okay, I'm gonna head back. You listen to your conscience whether or not you want to return, assholes. Peace. And he goes.
And they do all end up going back, actually. It does take, like, a bit for Kai to get into the car for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about it being cold. I don't know. He's weird.
Yeah.
He's being a weirdo.
Yeah, it's like wow, I couldn't talk for a minute there. Rambaral is like, oh, these winds, these are the winds of war. So I guess there's like a cool wind blowing across the desert right now that they both feel at the same time. Um, and like at this point, my notes just say I have a bad feeling about this, Scoob.
Honestly, extremely fucking valid.
We get there's this very cool scene. It's like a bunch of shots like jumping back and forth between each other of like Amuro. He's still in the cell, but he's like suiting up. He puts his like his battle uniform on, like the blue thing. He's like doing like little like punches in the air and stuff, and like
Yes.
Rambaral is closing in. Like Hamon is still thinking about Amuro being Gundam's pilot. It's like there's a lot of tension right now. I don't like that.
It's very tense. And, eventually they, like, get close enough to White Base. And,
Mm-hmm.
like, they kind of, like, distract it so that people can sneak onto the ship.
Yeah, pretty much.
And there's just like one dude that's like gonna blow open the door so they can get on, and it's just like, why is there a kid there? Because
Yeah, he's like he plants the bomb still, but he's like, hey, you better get back. Like, I'm gonna blow this thing up. But also, why is the kid here? Question mark.
yeah, because it's one of the baby trio. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
fucking
He's weirded out by it. As this is happening, though, Sayla is out in the Gundam,
yeah. Sayla's in the fucking Gundam.
but like this time it feels better, right?
It's so
Because
so much better. Like, I'm not saying like she does a perfect job, but it does not feel as like creepy as
it's not like Sayla going out in the Gundam. Like the first time it's like Sayla, an inexperienced fighter, goes out in the Gundam to get answers and gets like messed up in the process. This is more like Sayla, like stealing her resolve, has to go out and fight in the Gundam because no one else can do it right now.
yeah, because like they're all fucking off, and
They're all having tantrums.
and it's nice because later, big surprise, Amuro gets out and actually gives her like some advice about shooting.
It's cool. I like that. He's like
I
helps her.
that
He's like,
a lot.
you gotta stand still and before you aim.
It's very good to me. I want Sayla to become good Gundam fighter.
Oh please, give Sayla a robot.
Give Sayla a robot. If fucking Kai can get fucking gun cannon.
Yeah, please. The least deserving individual.
Ugh.
So we get a amazing Rambaral line next up. when he knocks the gun out of Fraubo's hands.
If you were armed, I would have killed you.
Yeah, so like this scene is extremely like, I understand what's going on, because like, yeah, Rambaral has to take over White Base, but he's like trying to like, and you know, you know, it's like obviously problematic that you're still having to do guerrilla tactics and fight in wars and stuff, but like he's clearly trying to like make this go as like smoothly as possible, and like he's like, I don't want to kill you right now, I just need to do my job, like I'm sorry about this, but like just like run away, come on, like don't do this,
sorry
kid.
without saying sorry, you know. He's
Exactly.
Like, and like some of his men are just like, isn't it kind of weird? They're all like pretty young, and he's like, well,
Yeah.
we gotta keep going. It's fine. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. And then like Frau recognizes him from the bar. She's like, "Oh, you bought Amuro a Happy Meal toy." We see Bright, who tells Amuro to get in Gundam with Sayla to like switch it out.
Yes. Oh, because Amuro was I didn't actually say, like, he was let out to like shoot. Like,
Yeah, he's like on one of like the missile turrets or whatever.
And then they swap, I guess.
And then they swap. You wanna?
Okay, and so Bright's like, okay, use Gundam on White Base, even if it takes damage. We have to get them out of the bridge. They cannot take control of White Base.
Right.
And my cat is too close to the microphone. Rao runs into Sayla and recognizes her, like, very much so.
As Princess Artesia.
As Princess Artesia. I did not know she was a princess. I knew she was related to Char as probably his sister, but...
That means Char's a prince.
Is Char a prince?
Yeah! He says he served under her father, Lord Zeon Daikun.
Is that his name? Is it named Zeon after her dad?
I guess that, like, maybe... So what happened? Maybe that's why Char got revenge on Garma, because like the Zabi family overthrew the Zeon family?
Baby.
Are we figuring out lore?
I don't know.
This is the best show ever made. And he says,
like, family drama bullshit love.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
He says he's the son of Jimba Ral, and I guess like Jimba Ral like knew her when she was younger.
Yeah, and like there was just like a picture cut of like her being lifted up by him, like
presumably Jimba Ral.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ryu shows up, firing a gun like crazy. He shoots Rambaral in the arm. Ryu also gets shot a couple times.
They both got shot.
Rambaral at this point is like, okay, we all have to retreat. This is not going well. He tells Hamon to destroy White Base along with the Gallop, like make sure nothing gets out of this. Hey Morg, what happens next?
Okay, so White Base gets stabbed in the face by Gundam, and Rambaral is like, "Wow, all my enemies are less than half my age. This fucking blows."
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Okay, well, if you're gonna take me, you can't take me alive, you know?" And so he fucking jumps out of the hole. Well, he like lights some kind of Molotov cocktail-y type thing.
Yeah, I think it's like some fancy future grenade.
Yeah, and he just like jumps out of the hole, and the future grenade fucking blows up while Amuro's trying to catch him in Gundam, like trying to just like put its hand out and catch him, but he blows up, and it fucking blows, literally and figuratively. Like
my favorite character.
This good dude. I mean, who's done war crimes, but who hasn't in this show? Fucking dies, and it sucks, and it sucks for Hamon. That's sucks. For sure.
Yeah, like, she's still advancing. She's, like, ready to, like, destroy White Base. And Amuro's like, please, Hamon, stop. Like, Rambaral is dead. You don't need to do this. And clearly she won't stop, so he arms, like, a beam javelin and, like, chucks it at I hit my headphones when I did that. I mimicked the throwing motion as a javelin. I like smacked my headphones off my head. He throws a beam javelin into the Gallop and it blows up, but like Hamon escapes with like this little like bridge pod that she takes like some of the soldiers with her.
Yeah, it's kind of like a core fighter, but for Gallop.
Yeah.
And was dead as fuck. I thought he was gonna die last episode, but no, he died in this one. And it hurts.
Yeah, they gave us.
They're also carrying Ryu, who's very badly hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Carrying him quietly, and
yeah, surely the next episode won't be worse than this, right?
And yeah, that was a bad episode.
I mean, it was a good episode, but it was a bad episode. It was a good episode, but it hurt a lot.
This is a great show, and it hurts me a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And it just continues to hurt me because episode 21, I think it's just called Sorrow and Hatred.
The thing about it is that it's called Sorrow and Hatred, and I read the episode title, and I paused it, and I had to take a deep breath because I was not prepared. I was not prepared, Morg.
For some reason, even though a lot of the other episode titles say pretty literally like what happens, this one was just like, oh, okay, it's kind of weirdly poetic type, and I'm like, oh no, that's exactly what happens. I'm in sorrow and I'm in hatred. I'm in pain.
Yep.
Everything is falling apart before me, and so it starts off with Makuve still not giving them shit.
Makuve gives her 4 attack turrets, like 4 Magella cannons, and an old shitty Zaku.
Yep.
That's it. That's all.
She's like, I guess I'll make do. City girls make do. And she fucking does, because she needs to take revenge, because her fucking love is dead.
Mm-hmm. And like, here's the thing though, I love Hamon as a character because she's not like, I mean, I'm not saying that like, oh, she should be in hysterics right now, like all other women characters would be, but like, she's like so calm and collected about this. Like, she's like, okay, like I need to step up and be the leader right now. Like,
she's definitely like a soldier, and like it shows, you know, like she's not just like, oh, the wife on the battlefield. It's like, no, there's a reason that they're like leader.
They're the power. They're Zeon's power couple.
Yeah.
Since Char and Garma are no more. I miss Char. I can't wait to see that dude again.
Yeah, is he all right? I don't know.
He's probably fine.
But so yeah, it's Makuwe continues to not do shit for them. And White Base has to like frantically be fixed.
Yeah, it's like a sandstorm right now, so they can't really move still.
Yeah, they can't move. They're still like repairing the fact that Gundam had to like stab the bridge. And they're using the robots to get to higher parts on White Base, and man, they don't got shit for shit.
No, yeah, they're like running low on supplies.
Bright says something about using their wits and ingenuity to survive.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, we're gonna just MacGyver our way out of the situation. It'll be fine. We see Ryu in bed, just like looking like dog shit right now. He tells Frau,
shit. He's like sweating.
I mean, again, he's been he has been shot several times.
Yeah.
But he tells Frau, he's like, yeah, tell everyone I'm doing fine. Like it'll be good for morale.
I'm fine. I'm good.
Yeah,
like, he
says like oh, I just love this because he's like he knows that Bright put Amuro back in solitary, but he knows that's not because Amuro's being stubborn, but it's Bright who's being stubborn this time.
Yes, he knows Bright so well. He knows Bright so well, dude.
God. Speaking of knowing well, the next scene is Hamon, who's like she gives this impassioned speech to like, you know, her soldiers now, and she says that like she'll be fine dying in the desert as long as it's to avenge Ramaral, her love, and she individually names and thanks each one of these soldiers. It's I like
that down too, because I was like, oh my god, she's just like going through and making sure like they all want to come with her. They all, like, she pretty much is like, yes, this is probably going to be a suicide mission. will you do this with me? And she just like shakes all their hands and names them,
Mm-hmm.
and is just fucking. She knows her boys, you know.
She does. Yeah, she's the mama hen.
Yeah,
God,
she
I
knows.
just.
She knows them, and Rama Rao knew them when he was alive. And he was
Mm-hmm. And
alive.
he's now not. This show, my heart is about to like fall apart.
And it cuts away kind of like while she's still like going through
Yeah,
them.
like
And
handshaking.
yeah, Ryu is
He's on the bridge now with Bright.
he's just like stumbling throughout the ship, talking to Bright, being like, "Hey, uh, quit making excuses. Amuro needs to be spoken to."
Yeah.
He,
Can we please? Side note: can we please get Ryu some crutches, maybe?
yeah, please, like if he's gonna like not fucking lay
You
down.
know he's gonna get up and like stumble around and like give important information to everyone. Like at least let him do that. Like give him a wheelchair or something, please.
Maybe they just don't have crutches. That's what I was.
Yeah, they probably don't. It's the Federation like doesn't supply them with good things.
Damn. War
So yeah,
sucks.
sorry. He was talking about releasing Amuro to Bright.
Yes, and Bright calls Amuro a tiger, a
Mm-hmm.
wild tiger, and Ryu like is like, "No, dude, you gotta let him out. It's fine."
Like even you can even call him a tiger if you're talking well to it.
Yes, yes, he does say that, but Bright's just like still like very like about it because he's like, man, Amuro's head's gonna get fucking humongous if we.
Mm-hmm.
His ego is going to be bigger than White Base if we tell him that we need him to pilot Gundam. Uh, so dumbass Ryu. This is what it says in my notes. Dumbass Ryu hurting himself, going to
Yeah.
talk to everyone, and yeah. I mean, eventually, like it cuts to Amuro, in the solitary confinement, sleeping, thinking about Matilda again for some reason.
Yeah, God, this is not the time to be horny, Amuro, please.
Uh, Ryu continuing to do shit, fucking goes
Mm-hmm.
to the door, sits down, and like knocks on it. Amuro like has to look down at him from like the door, like window, and it's just like, why are you up? You
Yeah.
fucking dumb face.
Yeah. And Ryu's just like, Bright thinks you're a tiger. I don't know what the hell that dude's on about, but like, it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna get you out of here one way or another. It's on me, dog. Like, we need you right now.
Yeah, and he's like, "Hey, do you like resent Bright?" And he's like, "Nah, I get it." And Ryu's like, "Okay, good. That's good."
Yeah, exactly. Like Amuro's the calm one now. Amuro understands. Amuro's like finally back to being like normal boy and no longer depression.
For now, but
I mean, yeah, like I'm sure it'll come. I'm sure it'll come back.
much like my depression will come back. I can't really compare myself to someone in a war, but so
I think now the attack begins. Hamon says, "I will show you the tenacity of the Rambaral team."
yes, they like plan to like attack it from several points and then eventually target like the most.
The most like damage point from there.
Yes.
It's like this. What do they call it? They call it like the like the strike mission. But like yeah, everyone has to mobilize really fast. Like they Kai goes out in Guntan and Hayato's in Guntank, but it's like all shitty and like falling apart because they still haven't like fully fixed anything yet.
And then there's just some random guy that we have because Ryu is out of commission, also in
Mm-hmm.
tank.
He's like this like cool blonde guy.
Yeah. Uh, John or something.
Not Char, by the way.
Yes,
I know
yes.
there's more than one cool blonde guy.
Yes, he's not Char. He's probably also not even related to Char, but who knows? Maybe it's another sibling.
Yeah, ooh.
All blondes related. I am not
um,
related to Max, though. I'm sorry.
yeah, no.
Uh,
um, See, so yeah, like I mentioned earlier, Ryu, he's like, "What are the codes to get Amuro out of jail? Like, I'll take responsibility." And Sayla's like, "I'll take responsibility too." And Bright like finally gives him, it's like, "It's 63E, like whatever, dog,
yeah,
let him out."
whatever. But he gets him out, and Amuro's like, "Okay, time to battle." And the people like trying to fix Gundam are like all like hurt and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, Amuro's just like, whatever. If it moves, I can use it. And I'm like, cool,
Yeah,
okay.
we get like a really cool, like, oh, I love this scene where they're getting ready. Like Sayla's like, "All right, we're gonna shoot Amuro out in the core fighter first. Is that okay?" And Bright says, "It'll happen whenever, whether I say so or not." Like
Yes.
Bright knows. He's just like, whatever, just do your thing.
Yeah, it'll happen even if I veto it, and I'm just very
Mm.
bright.
Did you catch the line after this when they're like trying to lift off in White Base? What the Babby trio says?
What the Babby trio says something about the I don't know.
Kika, as they fly up, Kika says, "Are we? Do we have to leave the graves behind?"
Oh, I did catch that. I just forgot to
It's
write it
just,
down. I just yeah, my bad. I just didn't.
it's like, I will say though, I'm happy. I like, as much as I'm devastated and heartbroken over Ram Morale, I am happy that they gave him a burial.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the least he deserves.
It seemed like there were multiple graves, so I think definitely
Yeah,
people
yeah.
on White Base did not make it.
People on White Base and like the other, well, there's a ton of Xeon soldiers that did like the guerrilla attack too. But like, yeah, they buried everyone. They respected the dead, and I
I
good.
like to see it. First, Kai is trying to say that he's not the same that he was before, but I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah, you're still Kai. Nice try. Next.
He's still the same guy.
Despite everything, you are still Kai.
For better or worse. Uh, is this when Ryu just
Yep.
starts doing shit? Because
he turns the TV on in his hospital bed, and he hears that Gun Tank is like not moving. So Ryu like forces himself out of bed, and he like another like soldier in bed is like, "Where are you going, Ryu?" And he just like keeps on going. He's like he's gonna get Gun Tank fixed again.
Ryu, the one who is the most hurt, is
Ryu suffering like 100 bullet wounds.
It's just a flesh wound. I'm fine.
'Tis but a flesh wound.
But a flesh wound, and
at this point they launch Gundam's pants and shirt.
yes, and Amuro puts on his pants and shirt. He's ready to go. He's all dressed up.
Dressed to the nines.
He found his super suit. And it was cool because I think that was the first time they like launched them from the ground.
Yeah, they launched it's like he has to rotate 180 degrees in order to like properly dock this time. And he's doing it like sideways now. And there's like at this point, Zaku is like jumping onto White Base, and Amuro basically like he can't shoot it because White Base is right there, so he has to use hand-to-hand combat to get it off of him.
Yes, and I was like, oh, last episode was called hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, right. I guess that was the sword-to-sword combat. But he looks over. He sees Hamon's ship, the little hovercraft pod that is like definitely completely loaded with explosives and is gonna ram White Base.
He's like, gotta stop it from exploding. He just like knows because like why else would it ram?
Mm-hmm.
It's actually really cool because he like stops the pod thing, and then the Zaku like comes to attack him, and then one of the Magellan gunship things comes to shoot at him, and he uses he uses the Zaku as like a shield to like throw it up and like stop the gun from shooting him, and then just like throws Zaku into it and like shoots them both.
It's like this sick judo throw. It's cool as hell.
It's so cool. I just remember that because he was doing all that with like the yellow shit still like happening. Like he's still like grabbing the yellow thing.
Right, he's doing like 10 things at once.
Yeah. I was like, this is not just Gundam, I promise you.
Yeah, yeah. But oh
Okay.
god, here we go.
And then
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Buckle up.
okay, another Hamon is in one of the Magellan things also, and
Mhm.
goes right up to Gundam because still distracted by a yellow thing, and has the gun right to its back and is like, "You will die at point blank range, and if I shoot you,
Mhm.
it will shoot through you and will explode the yellow ship, making everything explode. White base, Gundam, doesn't matter. Everything explodes." So,
Oh god, here it comes.
while this is happening, Ryu, Ryu,
Ryu.
Ryu, extremely damaged Ryu in a core fighter, rams into her, explodes, and they both explode, and they're both dead. So, Hamon and Ryu are dead. They're exploded on the ground, and Funky starts. And Amuro's like, "Who's in the core fighter?"
He doesn't know at first. He doesn't realize. He's just like, okay, like, cool, that's awesome. He like figures you have to shoot only one of the engines of the hovercraft, so it spins out of control and like flies away and blows up.
Yeah, yeah.
And then oh god, he radios Sayla. He's like, hey, who's in the core fighter? And Sayla's like, hey Amuro, you might want to sit down, buddy.
Yeah, like she's literally like, "Hey, so stay calm." It was Ryu. And he's like looking at her like, "No, it can't be." He's literally
He doesn't
dying.
believe it.
What?
It's
He
oh.
Ryu with his last fucking breath takes down Hamon. And
It's I just, why does it have to be like this? It's like, and then so after this scene, they're like all the white base crew is surrounding the flaming wreckage of the core fighter,
yeah.
and they're all crying, and like every single person is like blaming themselves for Ryu's death. It's like Hayato's like, oh, I should never have let him detach. Like the blonde dude is like, I should never have let him get in core fighter in the first place. Bright is like, I should have kept everything under control. Like everyone's like on their hands and knees bawling. Like,
It's a lot. Like, there is not a dry eye. And
no, literally everyone is crying.
it's a lot. It's like a lot to see like Amuro, Bright, Sayla,
Like especially
Hayato,
Bright,
like all crying.
like Bright on his hands and knees, like screaming to the sky, like begging Ryu for forgiveness. Is like, maybe I cry a little bit too. I don't know.
Yeah, they're it's normal. It's fine.
It's normal. Amuro is like, no, it's like Ryu died because of everyone's immaturity. It wasn't a single person. Like all we can do is just defeat Zeon.
Yeah, and Bright like eventually agrees with him, and like, ugh, 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 at least for now, because like, there's gonna be some wild stuff in the next episode. I know already. I'm sorry. So anyway, yeah. So this is a memorial episode. Ryu, Rambo Rao, Hamon.
Shout out to Rambo Rao. Shout out to Crowley, Hamon. Shout out to Ryu, Jose. This is the best show ever made, and it's also the saddest show ever made.
It hurts, and like, yeah, it like honestly, I was like, it didn't. I think, yeah, I cried a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not ashamed of my.
I'm not ashamed. It's
No shame.
it's
It's fun, but I also like screamed a lot. So
yeah, no, I was like mouth agape watching this whole thing. I was just like this is a cartoon from 1979.
I like wrote "I" to Max because I was like,
Yeah,
and
I realized immediately you got to that part. I was just like, yep, upside down smiley face emoji. I like, I don't even look. I don't even have that fun of a segment after this. I didn't even bring up like any more information on like geography. I was just like too sad for it.
Listen, I think it's okay. Like, I think
Yeah,
we need
I do have a little something.
we needed some time to recover. We needed some time to have a memorial for some of our favorite characters in the show.
Yeah.
And we'll have to, like, I don't know, pray for protection for the rest of them, because I am not feeling good about this show.
Nobody is safe. No.
I'm like, and I'm still like very like about like Sayla being a princess, okay? But I was just so fucking distracted by like everything dying and happening that I was like, oh yeah, she is, huh? Okay.
Yeah, it's just
that won't come up later, I'm sure. That doesn't mean anything, I'm sure.
It's probably fine.
Probably fine.
Well, I do have a little something though. Because this week, our little mini post-show segment is Beyond Toon World.
You're going to love this. Trust me.
Beyond Toon World! Well, here's the thing. I know that like last week I was gonna have a little bit of geography lesson, but I was distracted by Mignon, and this week I didn't get any of it up in time because I was just really sad about every cool character in the show dying all at once.
Oh no, it's okay. Yeah.
But no, I just got a little something.
I'm glad I actually didn't expect anything, because I was like, I would not be surprised if this was ended a little sooner. But okay, yeah.
Yeah. No, it won't be that long. It's because Beyond Toon World, it's just a cute little thing. So today we're gonna talk about Shuichi Ikeda, who, if you realize, we talked about Amuro in the first Beyond Toon World. Second Beyond Toon World, we're gonna talk about Char.
Ooh.
So
haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, I missed that lad. So Shuichi Ikeda, born in 1949, December 2nd. That makes him, what, 80 years old almost? 70 years old? 70 years old. I think, wait, is he 69?
No.
Or no, he's 71.
Yes.
He's 71.
Yeah.
Damn, that's like 2 of 69. Anyway, so he doesn't have like he's been around since 1979 when he did Char, and he's been the voice of Char like basically any Gundam property, like the video games, like any like OVAs, like wherever Char shows up, he is Char, which is pretty cool. He's also, if you're familiar with One Piece, because I believe that I know Amuro's voice actor voiced a main character in One Piece, and Shuichi Ikeda also voiced Shanks in One Piece. He's later on in One Piece. He's one of like the Emperors of the Grand Line, I believe.
Oh.
He has like red hair. He has a cool like scratch scar on his face.
Oh, I like vaguely know him. Yes.
Yeah,
I caught some of the shows. I think yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. A fun little like random thing that he does in the Chronicles of Narnia movie from 2005. He voiced the fox.
He voiced the fox?
Yeah, like just like the fox is his character. Yeah, right. I just thought that was funny.
Okay.
In like all these anime characters, he voiced Marluxia in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh.
Are you familiar?
Yes. Yes, I am. No, that It's funny. Like, Marluxia is one of the characters I know the least, because even though I was like a big Kingdom Hearts head as a kid, it was mostly like I mostly got it through osmosis from like my friends, and I think Marluxia is more of like a character more in like Chain of Memories than like the main games.
I think Chain of Memories. Yeah, no, yeah, he was one of like the main ones in Chain of Memories.
Yeah. So, and my friend did not play Chain of Memories till a lot later. So, yes, I do like the pink hair. Yes.
Pink hair, cool scythe.
Yes.
Cool.
I do remember. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just like, oh. I used to be like way more into Kingdom Hearts, but I was such a fucking poser, dude. Okay.
Fake fan.
I said I was
He's
Roxas.
I know like jack shit about Kingdom Hearts, so I believe you already.
Okay. Hell yeah, dude.
He's done some work with Atlas, as in their games. He voiced Dogda in Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse for the best game system of all time, the 3DS. And he also voiced Masayoshi Shido in Persona 5, who is like the main villain pretty much.
Oh wow, he's still kicking. Like
He's
still
still
like, voice
he oh
acting.
yeah. He's a voice actor. He voiced he did some of the Time Patroller voices in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. That's like your main character. He's like one of like the voices you can select from that.
Wow.
He was a voice in Demon X Machina in 2019, which is like a pretty cool like robot fight game on Switch. He has a wheelhouse, as you can tell.
My man was 70 years old.
Yeah. And this is more for me than anyone else. In Xenoblade 2 and Xenoblade 2 Torna, he voiced a blade called Wadatsumi, who's just like a cool like cyber samurai looking dude. But I like to see it. Wadatsumi, aka a Gion, I guess is Wadat. I don't remember if he was called Wadatsumi in Torna or if Wadatsumi is his Japanese name, but he's a Gion for the American. Pretty cool, a cool techno samurai.
I assume you know the American voice better.
I mean, when I first played Xenoblade 2, I fell off of it, but like I had to switch to Japanese voices after a while because it was just like it was rough. Because the problem with that is that they directed the dub specifically to match this like the voice movements of the original game without like redoing the voice movements.
Oh.
Which isn't always a bad thing, but the way they did it, there's just like all these weird stilted conversations characters have, like yelling is cut off because like the character's mouth doesn't move for as long as the yell goes on. I played it in English fully, like when I actually completed the game. But like, I mean, you know I'm playing Xenoblade 1 right now, and I'm playing that game fully in English because that is like one of the best dubs ever.
It's interesting that they did a good job with 1 and not 2.
I think, yeah, I don't know. It like 2 is cool because they sort of do more. Like, so okay, Nintendo of Europe. This is just my little fun fact for the day before we end the show. Nintendo of Europe is they localize Xenoblade, not Nintendo of America. That's why everyone's British in those games.
Oh.
That's why Shulk sounds like this. Well, it's not what he sounds like, but he says, "I'm really feeling it."
Yes, I'm really feeling it.
But it's mostly like I guess like just like a standard British accents. There's some like Cockney in there, I think. I want to say there's a couple of Australian characters maybe. But in Xenoblade 2, they really like branched out. Like one of the main characters has a Welsh accent, one of them is Irish, one of them is Scottish. Like they branch out a lot more with like the different dialects of the UK and Australia there.
It's too bad it's kind of stilted.
It is, yeah. I mean, here's the thing: the voice actors themselves are good. They do a good job with what they had. It's the directing that sort of like doesn't do a great job.
Yeah, it sounds like it's.
Yeah, but yeah, thankfully in Xenoblade 1, they didn't really bother trying to match up. They just like, yeah, just do your thing. So you get like just like really good voices. Yeah. Anyways, thank you, Shuichi Ikeda. Thank you for your service. Thank you, Char.
Thank you, Char. We'll probably see you again at some point.
God, I miss Char. So Morg, before we do our close, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me at Haunting the Morgue. That's Haunting the MORG. On Twitter, and there you'll find a pinned tweet to this podcast and also my other podcast, Sonic Shuffle. It's Shuffle Sonic on Twitter. A randomized lore, I always say it's a random and holistic lore podcast, but like it's that we like roll a different universe essentially every week.
Yeah, it's a fun concept. How you like in Sonic X?
It's
it's no Gundam.
Well, I'm gonna say it. Even when you're not watching the 4Kids, it's not very great. It's not the best.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, Morg. You gotta go faster, 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 faster.
Okay, no. But the song is better in Japanese, though. And
it's better?
Dan agrees with me, even though he watched the dub. The dub. He, yes, you gotta listen. It's actually, pretty good.
I mean, it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh's openings are all better in Japanese, even though the American one is super iconic.
Yeah, true. True.
Anyway, I have been Max, and you can find me on Twitter at MaxyBajillion, and you can find my other podcast, Pod of Greed, a show about Yu-Gi-Oh!, the world's only Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast, sponsored by Kaiba Corp, at twitter.com/podofgreedcast. And thank you to
actually talking on there. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's not one of our friends who does a perfect Kaiba impression. It's actually Kaiba from the show. And thank you to our friends at Noise Space for being Noise Space. Thank you to Matt GameCube for running Noise Space and for spending the last month working on transferring everything over to the good podcast service of Pinecast, where we are hosted. You can go to noisespace.xyz for a whole mess of podcasts. Anything that you like, you'll find there. And look, we're recording this in early June 2020, so protests are going on all over the world. If you're able to donate to any, Black Lives Matters related charities or funds, we urge you to do so. If you're not able to go out and protest, it's good to still be able to do some material good in the world.
Yeah, war is bad, including war on your own soil, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're saying it. We come out and said it.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, Morg, you want to hit me with your robot of the week?
I don't think I've done it yet, unless I did it in the first episode.
I mean, this is the 7th episode, so if you're already dipping to the bottom of the barrel.
No, it's just the first one I thought of. There's a ton of robots. I'm just fucking brain.
You got to get to the good ones.
My brain is gone right now. I'm thinking of did I do Megas XLR in the first episode?
I don't believe you did.
Okay,
no.
I don't know why I thought I did.
Oh no, you did the Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go Robot, which I feel like they occupy a very similar space in my brain.
Yes, okay. I think I was talking about Megas XLR at a different point,
We've definitely talked about it before. I remember you and I talking about this at some point. Maybe not even in maybe it was during Pokemon Draft or something. Because I definitely remember us talking about Megas XLR at one point in my life.
I do this on the show? I remember Max talking.
Yeah.
But yes. So no, it's just big robot, obviously. But it's just a show I remember also liking a lot as a kid. Who knows if it holds up now? But it has Big Car as the head of the
car is the head. The main character looks like Guy Fieri.
The main character kind of does look like Guy Fieri. And he's just some rando dude that got an alien robot that he made into a big fire decal car headed robot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
all I'm saying. What if Gundam had flame decals?
What if Gundam had flame decal?
Something to think about.
Yes.
Well, I think I think that we've successfully raised our spirits a little bit after the crucible that we've gone through.
Yes.
What was the thing you said about war earlier, Morg?
Oh, so war is bad?
Wow, cool robot! Oh, my voice cracked a little bit. That's fun.